Okay, hi everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you are doing well. And it is time for a weekly track roundup. My thoughts, my opinions, my feelings, my passionately held perspectives on a bunch of tracks that have dropped over the last couple of weeks, honestly, because last week we skipped the weekly track roundup, didn't do it. I apologize. Please forgive me. I will kind of make up for that with a few songs held over from last week. But for the most part, bulk of what we are talking about here is new. And yeah, whether I loved it or hated it or felt somewhere in between, it's all linked down below, so you could check it out for yourself, along with, of course, per usual, our turntable lab link. Use it to spoil yourself. Buy some turntables, buy some speakers, buy some microphones, just Beck style, and we get kickback from it. Supports the channel, helps that out, of course. And you know what also supports the channel? It's our Patreon page. Get some extra bonus monthly content in the process while supporting the channel, access to our Discord community too, make some friends, listen to some music together during our monthly classic album live streams. Yeah, cool stuff. Good stuff over there. Also, quick shout out coming by way of Austin, who wants to point your guys' eyes and ears over to this Venturing EP that dropped a little while ago, this Nowhere EP. Austin would like to shout out the 3 new songs from Jane Remover's Venturing project that dropped a couple of weeks ago. For anybody who hasn't heard them yet, quality songwriting, and vocal work from Jane as per usual. So says Austin. But there you go. That's going to be linked down below, along with our worst tracks of the week. We have maybe more than average, because we're talking about 2 weeks worth of songs here. But here they are. Boom. We're kicking off with Weezer. Unfortunately, C.E.O., new song from them, which does have a very cute, endearing music video to it. I will say, I will admit, music video looks fun. Music video looks quirky. Music video looks peak, but the song itself is like an overly meta talk sung skit full of cringe and bad self-references that just feels like a watered down idea from their first couple of records. I don't get it. Even as somebody who was alive during that time and enjoys that era of Weezer, I would much rather just hear the band make a new good song than, you know, play this like, oh, remember us? We're Weezer and let us take you down memory lane. I don't care for it. It's not for me. Last single was great though. Last single was great. This one, not so much. We also have Mastodon, who are trying to do like this alt metal ballad on this new one over here, In the Ruins. It's just really not their strong suit. Not feeling it at all. I'm completely at a loss with this one, honestly. This is just not what the band does well. This is what much worse bands do. Well, think they do well, but they actually don't either. It's just very cheesy alt metal balladry. I don't see the appeal. And Young Lean, can we leave Robin alone? Can we leave Robin alone? Doing a version of Robotboy, which is boring. I mean, it's better than Malcolm Todd's recent cover of, you know, Dancing on My Own for the Gap commercial, which I hope Robin got a big fat check for, mind you. But this is, again, very slightly better, but not great still. I think we just need just a block, an all-out block on all white boys covering Robin until we can figure out what the hell is going on. Until we know what the hell is going on, all white boys don't cover Robin. Do no Robin covers. Let's pause the Robin covers until we have reset and figured out what is happening between point A and point B for the covers to be coming out this bad. I'm not saying that we couldn't get back to doing it once we figure out what the problem is, but until we figure out what the problem is, I'm just going to say, you know, just complete embargo, you know, complete block on all white boys covering Robin. Stop it. Don't do any more of it. None. Nunca. No more. No more. Until we know. And once we figured out the problem, we can unpause it, hit play, resume, you know, but until then, we got to stop. Okay. All right. Thank you. KATSEYE. this goddamn song. Hooty frutti every day. Hooty frutti, what they say. Hooty frutti. You know, there was a tweet that I saw weeks ago where somebody just said that KATSEYE at this point, because of like, you know, gnarly popping off and a lot of their biggest tracks and singles being a little goofy coded for, you know, many K-pop groups, that they're now sort of like trap making skibbity toilet music. And yeah, I think that's the case. I feel like this song kind of confirms that. Honestly, I feel like at its core, this is just like a very bad Pitbull song that, you know, decades later, everybody post-ironically enjoys, but like upon impact, it's still like a bad Pitbull song is honestly what it feels like in real time. Maybe with, you know, the passage of time, we can kind of go back and have a little giggle with this one. But upon release, when there's so many other pop artists and groups in KATSEYE's lane, just making better, more respectable, more enjoyable music, the group should not be operating at this level. This is just pure cringe, in my opinion. I'm hootying and fruitying on to the next. The songs I was on the fence with, but hey, still worth shouting out. You might like them more than me. Here they are. We have this new one over here from Tinashe, Melatonin. I appreciate the dance elements and some of the influences going into this track, but between Tinashe's vocals, the vocal passages that have like a different pitch to them, and the different kind of like alternating tempo and kind of groove bits, it's just so all over the place. It feels so slapdash. I mean, there's good elements there, there's good ideas, but they don't come together in a way to where it all kind of like coalesces in a way that feels like fluid and focused and sensible. There have been other sort of like, you know, bits of music coming out in you know, promotion for this new album that I think have been a lot better. This just feels a little too all over the place. So I don't know, other tracks kind of doing it for me more, frankly. We have a Rebecca Black, Michael, new single over here, which I mean is listenable, but honestly bland. That's really kind of its biggest sin. It's bland. It's just kind of, you know, dime a dozen. It's very so-so. It's just okay, very agreeable dance pop with nothing super crazy or razzle dazzle about it, which has kind of been the defining factor of a lot of Rebecca's recent singles. They've been very over the top. They've been very in your face. They've been very eccentric. And this track, unfortunately, just kind of like lacks that. I mean, from the promotion of the song, it has an interesting sort of like topical focus, which is a little surprising, but production, songwriting, singing, like the actual experience of the song, it's kind of lacking something, in my opinion. We have Orville Peck hitting us with another bit of black and white here. Yeah, this one's okay. It's got a little bit of kind of a vintage pop rock, Roy Orbison kind of feel to it. This new one from him, Already Gone. And, you know, Roy's been a long time influence for him, obviously. I mean, it's okay. You know, certainly better than his last track, his last single, in my opinion. But it's kind of lacking, I think, the drama and the songwriting of many of the songs from his last full-length LP. I don't know. I'm just not really geeked on this new album cycle from Orville, even though I've been kind of like anticipating an increase in quality and an increase in excitement when he would eventually do, like, you know, his next full-length album of all original stuff. But I don't know, just kind of lost on this one. We have Teezo Touchdown crossing over with Laila, Angel. It's a very low-key kind of piece of pop soul. It's fine. It's okay. Maybe it's just kind of middle of the road because it's a collaboration. Usually with anything having to do with Teezo, I expect something a bit more kind of, you know, zany and animated and kind of unique in its presentation. But the singing is solid. We can give the track the singing. We can give it the singing. We also have Godflesh over here coming out with a very Godflesh type song on Living and Ending. From what I understand, we are going to be seeing the final Godflesh album. with this forthcoming LP. And yeah, you have heavy industrial beats, big guitars, kind of garbled, distant vocals. It's Godflesh, not reinventing the wheel or anything. But from what I understand, Justin is involved in doing a little guitar on the latest Phoebe Bridgers album, which is kind of surprising and interesting. So, you know, shout out to that. And Phoebe is out this week. Not that we have a teaser or a track or anything like that, but still, the Phoebe is out. Moving on from there, we have also over here a little chat pile. Same Rules is the title of the track. And I feel like the more chat pile establishes itself, the more they are unafraid in showcasing like their old school alt metal and new metal influences, because I'm going to be real here. This song feels like a song from the band Cold or a song from the band Stained, like the sort of bands in this lane that even people who will sort of stand up for this era of metal music are like, oh no, I'm not defending that. But I mean, I will say, to Chat Pile's credit, while that does feel like a prime influence, or it feels like they're going for a similar mood, it does not feel anywhere near as cornball as those artists. There's nothing about it that feels like rancid on the surface about it, which is great, which is fine. For me, what's lacking on this song is that it's just kind of a drop in intensity, and I feel like the song could have used a little bit more dynamics and progression. It sort of stays in this very kind of like lowly and downtrodden place, but hey, never know, maybe in the context of the track list of this album, it'll really kind of grow on me and do a little bit more for me. And we also have Rae Jepsen over here hitting us with this track over here that, in my opinion, Don't Leave Me on the Dance Floor, is a very so-so piece of throwback disco fry dance pop. It's not that it's terrible. It's that there's a lot of dance pop out there going in this direction these days, and just about every relevant comparison you can make on that front is doing it better. I don't know why Carly did this if she was just going to make a very meh song in this style. We have the best tracks of the week. They are as follows. Let's list them out. And again, they're all linked down below. Check them out for yourself. We have Quavo over here, who surprisingly has come through with a bit of a bop of a summer single on this one. Pharrell is in the mix as well, and you can really tell from the beat, you can really tell from that kind of like, you know, auto-tuned lead vocal melody, which while Quavo is singing, it sounds very Pharrell coded. And then you have Quavo on the verses, who, of course, he doesn't really need to put in a lot of effort to sound very charismatic and kind of pop out in the mix, because he does have such a standout and unique voice. It's very simple. It's not mind-blowing. It's not reinventing the wheel. It's just a very effective team up where both artists just don't really need to change their respective styles all too much for it to work, and for it to work really well. We also have over here Deadmau5, basically covering a track from the recent Angine de Poitrine record. And look, it's a kind of a note-for-note rendition, and my enjoyment of the song, I think, really does kind of come down to Deadmau5 just really sticking to the original blueprint of the track, but kind of does some slight EDM type variations on its sonics and aesthetics in a way that actually legitimately works. Like I can imagine it playing really well in that context at a festival, but still kind of like having that Angine kind of appeal due to its composition, but also due to kind of those gnarly bass tones and keeping those microtone leads, and the synth work is really interesting, even if, again, it is kind of like a note for note reinterpretation. It's a cool cover, if you want to call it that. Cover, remix, a little bit of both, whatever. We also have Lucy Dacus, who is covering Blaze Foley, Clay Pigeons. Huge track from Blaze, rest in peace. Great rendition of this song. Lucy was the right one to do it when picking, and yes, this is for an upcoming Blaze Foley tribute album, on which there are a lot of interesting artists, including Lucinda Williams. So definitely looking out for that tribute record when it eventually drops. But yeah, the real folk heads and singer-songwriter heads know Blaze Foley. We also have over here Flo Milli, Too Bossy. Not only is this track a bop, You have your standard kind of quality Flo Milli type flows all over it. Very high pitch, very in your face, very badass and boss-dacious. But on top of that, the instrumental and the refrains are kind of like a callback to Khalees's Bossy. So, you know, there's a kind of cool tie-in there that's pretty neat. And yeah, it works all around. It works all around. Flo Milli, still doing her thing. Simple, but effective. We also have another simple but effective DIIV track, which, you know, these guys have long been sort of, you know, one of these more new agey, new generation shoegaze bands, and, you know, can be a little hit or miss in terms of like the quality of the production and the guitar tones and so on and so forth, in terms of like whether or not they're like really bringing back the style with, you know, a good amount of accuracy and also kind of like that trademark shoegaze waviness. I would say they're actually doing it on this one, though. The Fountain is the title of this track, and the textures, the layers, just the surreal sonics of this track are kind of to die for. You know, yeah, it's a little derivative for sure, but beautiful sounding, you know, undeniably. We also have one over here from, of course, this forthcoming project from Denzel Curry, Kenny Beats, Difference, featuring Yebba. What a great chorus from Yebba. Denzel does his thing on the verses, of course, and Kenny's production is sounding fantastic as well. Just a really unique team up from these three that I really appreciate. We have one over here from Benny the Butcher. Been a minute since Benny the Butcher dropped a single that really kind of stopped me in my tracks, and I will say lyrically, Summer 26 is one of those tracks. A great beat choice on this one as well. It's dramatic, it's poetic, it's Benny doing what Benny does best without any muss or fuss. We have also over here one from the Avalanches, who are kind of getting closer to the release of their forthcoming album, which it's, you know, dropped that this thing is going to be 30 tracks. Tons of collaborations. This track in particular has portraits of Tracy in the mix, and I really loved her recent EP. That's a hell of a fucking EP. Although this song over here, Can't Get Over Losing You, totally different vibe, totally different direction, much dreamier, much dancier, of course, being the Avalanches, heavy on the samples. It's entrancing, and Tracy's kind of like vocal passages are to die for on the track as well. And finally, Alabama Shakes, Garden, wonderful track. It's soulful. It's amazingly produced. The guitar work is great. Definitely one of my most anticipated albums of the year, because every single teaser for this thing has been fan-freaking-tastic. Some of the best stuff we've heard from these guys across their career. And that is going to be it for the weekly track roundup, everybody. Hopefully you got some good recommendations out of this video. I will see you in the next review, the next commentary, the next anything, okay? Anthony Fantano, boom, boom, forever.